Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into a classic that you voted as your top choice a few weeks ago, How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. I'm excited to bring you this tutorial because it's not only an iconic song, it also features some of the most sophisticated chord progressions, making it a joy to play. So let's get started. First, here's our middle C for reference. We'll be learning the song in its original key of E flat major, which includes B flat, E flat, and A flat. Let's start with the intro. For the left hand, we'll begin by playing E octaves followed by B for E flat major chord. Next, we'll play E flat and D together, followed by B flat to form E flat major 7. Then we'll move on to A flat octaves and E flat for A flat major 7. For A flat over B flat chord, we'll just play B flat. This sequence repeats for the chords E flat major, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, and A flat over B flat. Now for the right hand, we'll cover the melody, starting with B flat, E flat, F, G for E flat major chord, then B flat, D, F, G, and E flat for E flat major 7. For A flat major 7, we'll play B flat, C, E flat, B flat, C, E flat, B flat, and C. And for A flat over B flat, we'll play A flat, C, and E flat played together twice. We'll bring both hands together for E flat major, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, and A flat over B flat. Repeating these chord progressions twice for the intro. Here's how it sounds like at normal speed. Here's a preview of the verse section. We'll start with the notes on the left hand. We'll play E flat for E flat major chord. We have G for G minor 7. Then we have F for F minor 7. Next is C for C7. And then we go back to F for F minor 7 chord. So we have E flat, G, F, C, and F. On the right hand, we have E flat, G, and B flat played together for E flat major. Next, we have D flat, F, and B flat played together for G minor 7. Then we have C, E flat, and A flat for F minor 7. For C7, we have C, E, G, and B flat played together. And then we return to F minor 7. Putting both hands together, we have E flat major, G minor 7, F minor 7, C7, and back to F minor 7. Playing a little faster, we have this. On the left hand, after playing F for F minor 7, we have G for G5. Then we have B flat for A flat over B flat, and B flat again for B flat major. Again, that's F minor 7, G5, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. On the right hand, after F minor 7, we have D and G played together for G5. Next is A flat, C and E flat played together for A flat over B flat, and B flat and D played together for B flat major. Playing both hands faster together, we have F minor 7, G5, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. Let's put both of those sections together. E flat major, G minor 7, F minor 7, C7, F minor 7, G5, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. That is the first half of the verse. For more advanced players, instead of playing our C7 chord, you have the option to play the melody on the C7 chord like so. On the left, we'll start with C and walk our way up to D, and then to E. On the right hand, we'll play C and E together, D and F together, E and G together, and with hands together we have this. So this is what the first part of the verse sounds like, playing the melody for C7. E flat major, G minor 7, F minor 7. Our melody for C7, F minor 7, G5, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. For the second part of the verse, we just need to learn one more new chord. First, we have E flat major, G minor 7, and for C minor 7, we have C on the left, and E flat, G, and B flat on the right. Then we have F minor 7, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. Again, the second part of the verse is E flat major, G minor 7, C minor 7, F minor 7, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. Playing the entire verse, we have E flat major, G minor 7, F minor 7. Our melody on C7, F minor 7, G5, A flat over B flat, and B flat. E flat major, G minor 7, C minor 7, F minor 7, A flat over B flat, and B flat major. We'll call this chord progression for the verse section P1, and it is played for the first and second verse. It is also played in the instrumental section right after the second chorus as indicated in this song structure. Here's the preview of the pre-chorus section. Our first chord is A flat major 7 with A flat on the left and E flat, G, and C played together on the right. The next chords are G minor 7 and F minor 7, which we learned before. Then we have D flat major 7 with D flat on the left and C, F, and A flat played together on the right. With proper rhythm, that's A flat major 7, G minor 7, F minor 7, and D flat major 7. Our next chord is G minor 7, which is a different inversion learned before. On the left, we have G, and on the right, we have B flat, D, and F played together. You can use the G minor 7 inversion we learned earlier, but I feel this inversion has a better voicing here. And we end with A flat over B flat, played twice, like so. Let's play through the pre-chorus section. A flat major 7, G minor 7, F minor 7, D flat major 7, G minor 7, and A flat over B flat. We'll call this chord progression P2, and it is played for all the pre-chorus sections. For the second pre-chorus, I recommend playing octaves with your left hand to add phonus to the song. Here's a preview of the chorus section. Our first chord is E flat major. Next is E flat major 7, where we have E flat on the left and D, G, and B flat played together on the right. Next is A flat major 7. On the left we have A flat, and on the right we have C, E flat, and G played together. Then we have A flat minor 6 with A flat on the left and B, E flat, and F played together on the right. Let's go through those 4 chords again. E flat major, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, and A flat minor 6. Next, we have E flat major. You can use E flat octaves on the left hand if you wish. Then B flat minor over D with D flat on the left and D flat, F, and B flat played together on the right. Next is C7, which we know already. F minor 7, which we also know. Finally, we have A flat minor with A flat on the left and B, E flat, and A flat played together on the right. So with proper rhythm, that's E flat major, B flat minor over D, C7, F minor 7, and A flat minor. Let's play the entire chorus section. Notice that I've arranged the chords to keep the hand movement minimal. This is especially useful if you're accompanying yourself while singing, because it allows you to focus more on the vocals and the emotion of the performance rather than constantly looking down at your hands. We'll call this chord progression P3, and it is played for the chorus sections. For the outro, we start with the following 3 chords, which we already know. E flat major, G minor 7, and A flat over B flat. Instead of playing it this way with the basic A flat over B flat chord, you can play multiple A flat over B flat inversions like so. So start with the basic A flat over B flat chord, play the first inversion of A flat major with C, E flat, and A flat. Then second inversion with E flat, A flat, and C, while playing B flat on the left. So that's the root position, first inversion, and second inversion. So it would sound something like this. Then we'll play the chorus chords. And we'll play the 3 chords plus the chorus twice for the outro. And in the studio version, the song fades out. If you're playing this live, you can end with the basic E flat major chord at the end. So there you have it. How deep is your love for my tutorials? Comment below.